Evening subscribers, a lot later than I normally post. Had some spells to take care of for a few women that requested I handle some things. Hopefully it goes well, because whatever kind of spells I was doing and to whomever I was doing them to, those SOBs deserve what they get, and Lilith usually will do that. But I have an important topic today because while it's not limited to narcissistic abuse, it is certainly a common tactic that narcissists and borderlines use, in addition to those with narcissistic tendencies that don't fit the criteria for a diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder. And, just the kind of people you want to avoid in general. And it is how to spot a fake person. Actually, 11 signs of how to spot a fake person. I'm going to go through them. Some I agree more than others. One in particular is a huge red flag for me, especially where I grew up. So I'll spend a little more time on that one. But here is 11 signs of how to spot a fake person. So pay attention and listen to the end, because they're all kind of important. So there's no getting around it. We all have to deal with people that are fake, people that will pretend to be your friend when it's convenient or to your face. And then the next thing you know, as soon as it's convenient, for them, they'll stick a metaphorical knife in you just to get a little bit ahead or to get the approval of, that almighty queen bee or, Captain Douchebag, whichever one it may be. I have not been able to stand fake people my entire life. I had a habit of calling them out even as a teenager, when doing so was wildly unpopular, especially given the culture of where I grew up, where everything is supposed to be a continuation of the status quo, where, I'm not going to go deep into this, but basically, like, the son's supposed to be a carbon copy of the father, and who you date and interact with in high school is supposed to be for the rest of your life, because people aren't supposed to move or anything. It's not like there's jobs or anything outside of that county. I know it makes no sense, and I harp on it, but it's just maddening to me, and it's almost over. Thank you. So, first sign of a fake person: they are quick to judge. People that are fake won't hesitate to pass judgment and rarely give compliments. So people that are fake and judge like this, they're going to nitpick any little thing that they see that they can criticize you about. They're going to criticize, particularly if they see you as a threat to them. If they see you as competition, they're going to judge you and try to knock you down as much as they can, because, they put themselves on a pedestal and they're insecure about themselves deep down. So they have to try to keep down anybody that can potentially knock themselves off that pedestal or dispel the myth of their greatness, kind of thing. Number two, they are rude and hurtful. People, that are fake are often very rude and entitled and will purposely say hurtful things, even if they're not true, just to be hurtful, to establish dominance. Like, you don't dare cross me, and if you do, this is what'll happen, and my enablers will back me up because I'm me, yeah. So yes, they'll say things that are harsh and untrue without a second thought, because again, there's not supposed to be any repercussions for them. Remember, the rules are always different for them. They don't really listen. This gets really annoying for empaths and intuitives, because we're really good listeners, even male intuitives and empaths. It's true. There's just not many of us. But they don't listen. They'll twist every conversation. It'll either go one ear and out the other, or they'll, quick turn it back on them. Every conversation's supposed to revolve around them. They don't care what you're going through. What you're going through doesn't matter. It's like, if you lose your dream job, lose your girlfriend, your mom dies all in the same time, that's nothing, because you're you. But them, if like they have to replace their car battery, they'll be acting like the news should be showing up because it happened to them. It's a tragedy, kind of thing. So number four, they're always trying to please others. And this one may not make sense. Pay attention. Fake people are desperate to be liked and noticed. So when I say they're always trying to please others, it's not like, ENFJs particularly do that, but they're actually trying to help other people because of their empathy. and they always feel the need to like give all of themselves, and yet they never feel like they're doing enough because ENFJs are awesome. Fake people are desperate to please people for instant gratification and approval, and they'll lie about it because they don't really care. They just want, if they see somebody that can expedite them to their all important status and stuff, they will they will lie, and they'll be desperate to please that person, to let them in the inner circle, because it's all about, life's a big popularity contest for fake people. High school never ends. Number 5, this is the big one for me. I've been waiting for this one because it's like textbook, Ryan. They're always surrounded by a clique. See, the last one ties into this one. Being around others gives fake people a sense of control. So they always need a clique of like yes men, of people that are submissive and subordinate to them, who would just believe anything they say. Sounds like narcissists and enablers, because essentially it's the same thing. They can't stand, opinions that differ from theirs. So they want to be around a bunch of people that'll back up whatever they say without merit. And because they can't handle when they're challenged on their views or fake authority, they'll rely on childish, narcissistic things like, because I said so, or that's just the way it is. And they can't defend any of their actions, and they know they're full of it. That's why they particularly hate people who challenge them, because they can't back it up. Number 6, they are big in spreading rumors. So fake people believe that they'll be more popular if they can keep others down. Notice a pattern here. So again, when they see somebody as a threat to, their dominance in the clique, or their fake self-image, the character they're trying to build, they will spread rumors about that person, even if, that person is somebody that they were complimenting not long ago. The second that person does something, like doesn't ask for the fake person's almighty approval, like a narcissist, they will try to rewrite history. I know, I've been there on a dime. I went from hero to zero faster than Daenerys Targaryen, which is not easy to do. And I didn't even get to burn nothing down. I held somebody. Yep. Try to make that evil. Well, actually, she held me and I reciprocated, but I was supposed to ask somebody else's approval who barely knows her because she thought so, because she's her. Yes, my high crime. A woman was interested in me and put her arm around me, and thus I reciprocated, and a deep conversation ensued. Yeah. High crime. Didn't have the right approval. You would think that would be between the two people holding each other, but, I'm very introverted and kind of a hermit, so I guess I'm out of the loop with social norms. You know how us INFJs are. 7, fake people are fickle friends. You don't say. So fake people won't stick around through thick and thin. So yeah, as soon as you're not useful to them, or as soon as you're going through something legitimate and basically can't be at the fake person's beck and call and willing to make everything about them, they'll cut you loose, because like everything's supposed to revolve around them. Everything's supposed to be about what they want and pleasing them. And when you stop doing that all the time, they don't want to have to help you through any tough time. That's, you're there for them. You're lucky to be their friend. They're like, high up in the clique. They're like a made man. You're just an associate. Your whole life should revolve around getting into that clique if they deem you worthy, kind of thing. So yes, fickle friends. Number 8, shouldn't come as a shock. They're not consistent. No. Fake people are all over the place. They contradict themselves constantly. They can't remember the lies they spew yesterday. So if you try to catch them in their own game and be like, well, wait a minute, like, I know what you're saying is all BS, but you just said this BS yesterday. Now you're saying the exact opposite. Explain that. No, I never said that. Yeah, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's no consistency to them. That's why it can be tough to try to understand someone who's fake, because they're all over the place. They blow in the wind and follow the trends more than a sleazy politician, which is hard to do. Inauthentic people find it difficult to focus on just one thing. They have no focus. They have no identity. They're fake. They just want, admiration and popularity. That's their end all be all. I know, just a profession for them. Number 9, they'll never give a real apology because they see themselves as never being wrong. An insincere apology makes you feel worse. So they'll give very condescending, like, uh, fake apologies, that'll seem so fake. It's like, wow, you're like a really, really bad actor. It would remind you of like a really bad actor who's, an actor because one of their parents is, kind of thing, like that kind of bad. So it's not even believable. They're just phoning it in because they don't feel like they have to be just like, oh, I guess this, social norm, I have to put on this little act and pretend I'm apologizing. So they do it solely so they can say that they did and then tell other people, the ones that they're trying to impress, about what a saint they are. But yes, they'll never give a real apology. They never see any actions they do as wrong because whatever they believe in that moment is real and the truth. And they shouldn't have to, back it up or anything. Number 10, they can't handle any criticism. Fake people see themselves as perfect. Well, they see the fake persona they have built as perfect. So any criticism of that fake persona, ooh, they can't handle it. They can't handle it at all. And I'm not, we're talking about constructive, like, criticism, like you actually know about something, yeah. Yeah, like a fake person, for example, would be very upset if, somebody was actually trained in something that they claim to be an expert about. Like, if somebody got hurt at the workplace and one of the coworkers, if there's a fake person, let's say the other person is an actual trained EMT when somebody got hurt, they wouldn't like that person, using their actual training and showing that they know more than the fake person, because the fake person knows everything about everything. And they just know it. It was born like that. Divine providence, manifest destiny, born to rule kind of thing. And finally, number 11, they're scared of failure. Genuine people can accept the possibility of failure. Fake people, no. They're the best there's ever been at anything, and it was destined to be. So any minor setback, any failure, this is why fake people are so into cliques and into like old boys clubs, because they completely rely on that network to prop them up. They know deep down, their own merit, their own ability won't carry them. That's why they want to be so embedded in a, corrupt nepotistic system and just like sit back like, I'm made, don't matter what I do, I know them, and this is my uncle, that kind of thing. So I hope these 11 signs were helpful, because it is 11 sure signs that you are dealing with somebody who is fake, and I advise you not to play their game, because there's no winning it, because they make up the rules as they go. So trust your intuition. If you notice somebody exhibiting these signs, know that that person's playing a character, and that character, they change it from day to day. So there's no trying to use their own BS against them, because they'll just rewrite the rules on the spot. And remember, people with integrity actually are themselves. They're not pretending to be someone they're not. There's no integrity, walking around pretending that you're somebody else, unless you're, I guess, unless you're on like a movie or a TV set and you've been cast to play a specific character. You're not walking through life as a fake character that you're making up on the fly, kind of thing. You don't have a script of like, you're playing, in that scenario, you're pretending to be somebody else, but you have a script. You don't decide what you get to say, kind of thing. Fake people, to them, the whole world is their stage, and their script is whatever they feel like it at the moment. It's annoying. Fake people are very annoying, and you should, door slam them. That's what an INFJ does. We door slam them. Keep your distance. Don't tell them any secrets. Remember, with somebody who's fake, they're not loyal to anybody. So any information you give them, they try to empathize, like, like, oh, that, I know what you're going through, kind of thing. They're going to use that as ammo sooner rather than later. So beware of fake people.